For all you guys tuning in right now, I'm about to make this prediction. I'm about to make this prediction like I made a prediction back in 2015. Because this is where I was at in 2015. So I had supreme confidence. And I remember this in 2015. And I told myself, and I put it out there for everybody to see, 2020 is going to be my year. It's going to be my year. I was about 5 years away. I was young. I was hungry. I was confident. I already felt like the whole world was mine. Like, you know what? I have it. I have that thing. I have something that not everybody has. I have that special thing. And I know it. And I can feel it. And I felt confident. I can't even put it into words. But I felt like that. And I remember putting it out there. 2020 was a heck of a year. It was that COVID outbreak year, but I still made it my year. And 2020 was the better year that I had at all those years before that. 2020 was my breakout year. And 2021 so far was astronomical. Amazing year. A little bit of a slow start to the year, but holy. After just a few months in, it really picked up. And it was a great year, even better than 2020, but I knew 2020 was my breakout year, and I predicted it, and I was right. 2019, there was a lot of awakenings, and it was the first year that I was isolated, that I was living by myself. So I had a whole year. And I dedicated that entire year to getting better, to getting stronger, to getting mentally more fit, more spiritually woke. And I started to see things that I couldn't see before because I felt trapped. For the first time in my life, I lived alone. And it was a blessing. It taught me so much. It gave me so much more strength and confidence. And I started the year off amazing in that year. And I finished it off a little slower. And I remember this, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not going to lie to myself, I remember it. Because I was doing good things at the start of the year, and things got real hard. Like everything started hitting me all at once again. And then things started looking up again near the very beginning of 2020, and then that COVID stuff. So then once again, things got real hard, but I kept grinding throughout the entire thing, and then things really got good from the last half of 2020 up until the end. And it was a little slow start in 2021 at the start, and then boom, that life momentum really hits. So it's like 2020 was my breakout year. It was my year. Even though it was a tough one, I still made it my year. And a lot of good things happened in 2020. And even better things happened in 2021, and it was just like that was my blueprint of a year. 2019, I built a foundation. 2022, I really put things together and built that other layer of foundation, which is like the building. In 2021, we're laughing. Skyrocketed. In 2022, I'm telling you guys now, it is a year for the underdogs to really shine. And I guarantee you there are so many underdogs right now watching this video. I guarantee it. I guarantee you. So many people that are watching this video have so much potential. And a lot of people that are around you don't see it, but you see it in yourself. And 2022 is going to be a big breakout year for these individuals. Guaranteed. 2023, I don't even want to look too far ahead to that year yet, because in my head right now it's very unpredictable, but 2022 is going to be a killer of a year. I guarantee it. I can just feel it. I just know it. Just like I predicted 2020 was going to be my big breakout year. That's a prediction I have for 2022. So we will see what happens with a lot of people, but I have amazing feelings about that year, even for myself, not just for all the other underdogs, but for me too, and for everybody really. And I just really hope there's next year is a year too for people to really wake up. I think people are starting to wake up a little bit now, even people that aren't fully woke and aware and stuff like this, but I just hope the world really does like a 360. I'm really hoping that for every single individual. I really hope. And, you know, I just think things could really get better. And I think the less you focus on social media, the better things will be, including myself. I found myself even in the past month or two barely being on it at all. And when I say social media, I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about like Instagram and all those other apps like that. Like, I'm just distanced right now from that stuff. I still go on it, but I'm not like engaging in it, and I'm not really doing anything on it, and I'm not looking into it too much. I'm just kind of doing my thing. And I don't even see YouTube, to be honest, as like a social media app. Even though you can engage with subscribers, you can engage with other people in comments and stuff like this, but it's just different, man. YouTube is really different. YouTube is built different. Everything else is just kind of too wishy-washy. YouTube, there's a lot of real stuff on here. There's obviously fake stuff too. There's obviously a lot of people who's not doing things coming from a genuine place. But at the same time, we have to stick with the real ones and stick with the real guns. Because there's fake shit everywhere. But we have to stay real throughout all this stuff. And in 2022 is a year for all the underdogs to shine. I just feel it. It's not something I can say for certain. I can just feel it. It's a strange thing. 2022 just looks like a good year. It just does. And I don't know what it is about these even numbers, but it's like, I just think even numbers is better. There's more luck involved. And this year, there was an odd number on the end, which is 2021. So that's an odd number. 2022 is an even number. 2021 was still a great year for me, but 2022 is going to be even better. And for everybody else as well. I think 2021 was not so much of a good year for a lot of people, but it was for me, and I just feel 2022 is going to be a lot better. 2020, it was good. There's a lot of difficulties, obviously, but there were blessings in the year of 2020. There were major blessings in 2020. Major seeds planted. Major everything. And guys, I just want to get back to this too. So even when it comes to like social media and stuff, like let's say Instagram and all this stuff, a lot of people like to complain about it, but you get to pick and choose what you want to pay attention to and what you want to watch. And the same thing with YouTube. You get to pay attention to what you want to watch. You shouldn't be looking into things that you don't want to look into. You shouldn't be watching people that you don't want to watch. You shouldn't be following people on Instagram that you don't want to follow. You have a choice. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Like, sometimes I just like to not look into anything and just kind of live my life in real life. But then again, like, you still get to pick and choose what you want to see on the apps. You are choosing that. If you look into something and something is hurting your soul, if something is rubbing you the wrong way, then it's like you don't have to be watching this stuff. You don't have to be watching what this person posts on Instagram. You don't have to look into anything you don't want to look into. You can live however you want to live. Nothing should ever affect you that much. And like there's people that complain, oh, social media makes me depressed, social media this, social media that. Are you retarded or something? Like, you don't have to look at that. And just by looking at it, it literally just, it made you depressed. Are you kidding me? Like, you would be depressed either way if you've seen that or not. People like to use that as an excuse to be depressed. It's like, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like, it's just triggering what you're already going through even more. You don't feel that way because of what you saw. It probably just triggered you. And you know what? You don't have to look at anything you don't want to look at. Nobody should be complaining, to be quite honest. You don't have to look at anything you don't want to look at. Nothing. So. But anyways, like, if you really want to also make 2022 your year, you have to be willing to face what's about to come. And I can't speak for everybody, but you know right now what you have to face. You know right now what you have to do. So you have to do it. You might not even know if it's the right way to go about things, but you have to try. You have to try to make things work however you're going to make them work. That's what you have to do. So, do your thing. However you got to do it, you got to do it. As long as it's not affecting other people's lives in a negative way, as long as you're not using other people, as long as you're not getting over on other people, you should be fine. You can bend and break the rules of the system. I do it all the time. I don't listen to what the government has to say 24/7. I do things that is illegal. And I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Who says the government who makes all these rules in this world is a good person? Who says that? Because everybody knows what the government is like. Everybody knows what all this stuff is like already. It's fixed. And why is it that in some places 21 is the legal age, in some places 19 is the legal age? Who is making these rules? What difference does it make if it's in one place or the other in the world? It makes no sense. So, like I said, who is making these rules? You don't have to follow the government's rules 24/7. You can bend and manipulate and break those rules. Just don't get caught. It's all you have to do. And sometimes it's what you have to do to get yourself to where you want to be. And like I said, I would rather you guys break those rules than get over on other people and use other people and do bad things to other people. That shit is not cool. But bending and breaking and manipulating the rules of the government. There's some things you really shouldn't be doing that the rules, we can agree on some things that they have that, you know what, it is right, but there's a lot of things that isn't right as well. That's why you had to bend and kind of break the rules a little bit to make it more so in your favor, because not everything is right and not everything is wrong. Like, there's rules for a reason. A lot of them exist for good purposes, but some of the rules are just complete trash. Let's be honest. And you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes without getting caught. So, it is what it is. I even think a lot of entrepreneurs, business people, they do this. They're not completely on board with what the government is, and people that are, I just think they're not so right in the head themselves, to be completely honest. You have to see the world for what it is. You have to be woke enough to know, you know what, this is a rule, it does exist, but I know in my head and in my heart that this is horse shit and that I should be able to do this, so I'm going to bend that a little bit and I'm going to break that rule and go through. This is all I'm saying here. I'm not saying break these rules and start murdering people and stuff like this. There's just little tiny things that can be tweaked, that you have to bend sometimes. So you got to do what you got to do, and we wish the best for everybody and for everybody to stay safe, to not get caught. Because even these little things that you might do, it's not even it'd be so hard to get caught. You'd have to be a complete moron to get caught. Some things are very easy to do without following the rules. I speed quite a bit in my vehicle because I want to get places faster sometimes. I'm not a reckless driver going 180 kilometers, but it's sometimes I'll go 120, 130, stuff like this, because I gotta be places. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta bend and break rules sometimes of certain things without getting caught. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video now. The underdogs are coming out on top. The underdogs, you're the woke ones. Truly. You're gonna see the world for what it is. You're gonna come out on top. You're gonna do whatever you gotta do in this life. Make this world yours. Make this world your oyster. Because it is. This world is every single one of ours just as much as it is anybody's. And that is the truth. So, that's it. Another video done. I'm out.